Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with my version of the lift for this week's Mixed Media Frenzy Hop. And we have not only the regular Mixed Media Frenzy team, but also a lot of our Scrappy friends are joining in on a hop. So I will, as soon as all of the names are out and known and links are ready, I'll update my description box with links so that you can get to everybody doing the hop. And you can always go to our Mixed Media Frenzy Facebook group, and there are albums for each week's lift. And if you want to try it, you can put yours in there. But for sure, everybody that participates in the hop or in the weekly lifts will be there. So those are ways that you can see how Mixed Media Frenzy teammates and friends try to channel their inner Missy Whidden. And Missy Whidden is one of our regulars in terms of her layouts are just so incredible. They're definitely something to aspire to. So this is no exception. This has 4 tags and 2 photos here. I have die cut 5 tags, and I'm gonna put my photos maybe on top of the tag, but I've taken a little bit of a page out of her book with die cutting palm trees out of one tag, and I die cut some flamingos out of the other, and I will back those as if they were cut files. I'm not going to have any stitching on there, but I will have some thread. I am going to use a Paige Evans fish stencil and a heart stencil once I get the Distress Oxide background done. And then we have not only the background to do and then the texture paste. While that's drying, I'm going to be altering and doing mixed media on all of these tags. So we'll see. And you may recognize this bit of this was a gel print that I did from Vicki Bouton's gel printing class. And I think I'm going to use it to back the palm tree. And I'll use something else to back the seagulls. But I have a whole little tray of goodies that I may use here. The photos are of the kids in 2007, which was the year before Ava was born. It was Katie, Barrett, and Allie at Ormond Beach in Florida, which is near where Allie's grandpa, Allie and Ava's grandpa, has a beach house. And these were just a cute series of photos. I've scrapped them from this group several times, but I hadn't ever filtered them this way. And I don't think I've used these 3 together. So I'm going to put these 2 on the same tag and put this on another tag, and then we'll kind of go from there. So those are some of my plans. I have no idea how they're going to turn out. When I die cut, I also die cut a palm tree out of the green gel print, and I have it in white that came out of the tag, and then I have the seagulls in white that I could put if I do a blue background. I have a bramble fox tag with a sunshine on it, and I have a Life's a Beach, which could go on one of the tags. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how it all works. And then I have a lot of different choices of Dottie About Flare. Okay, so let's get the background done and the texture paste drying. I'm going to kind of just, I'll spray this down with water to kind of spread it out, but I'm going to kind of do it on here like this, and then I will use something to kind of spread it out a little bit. I'm going to do some orange. And some pink. And I'm going to do, oops, I've got a sequin here that I know I want to use. I'll do this. And then I think I'm going to also do some cracked pistachio here. So these are, I'm going to kind of blend these a bit. I'm going to spray them one at a time and then dry them down and kind of let some dripping go on and let some water reactivity happen. And then with my fingers, I'm going to kind of direct it where I kind of want it to go. I want to leave some of the yellow. Okay, so now I'm going to dry that. And now I'll spray down the orange and pink column and kind of let that go, and let me see if I can do some dripping there and some dripping this way. And I did not do any gesso on the paper. I always argue with myself about whether or not to do gesso. And I like the vibrancy of the colors when I don't use gesso. And when I do use gesso, of course, the colors move around more. And since moving around is something I wanted on this one, I maybe should have used gesso. I'd get a lot more of the dripping look if I had done that. But I think we're going to be okay. I want some color to fill in there. I'd like a little more of the green showing there, but it's just going to have to be what it is. Okay. And there will be lots of color on here once we get the tags done. Okay, I'm going to kind of just randomly go here and a little spot here with the hearts, and then here and a little spot here with the fish. Not doing anything particularly exotic. I'm going to do this white texture paste. There, and down here I'm going to use this glitter paste. It's Bo Bunny glitter paste, and it's a little bit beginning to dry out, but it's malleable enough. I tried to use some glitter paste, some of my Viva Decor glitter paste, and it had completely dried out. It's older. than this. Okay, so we've got that. I like the difference in those looks. Now I'm going to do the opposite kind of with the fish. I'll use the glitter. Well, actually, it doesn't matter. Okay. Oh, I like the fish. I'm gonna, well, let me use the white. There's a little bit of glitter paste on there. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to let that dry, and I'm going to wipe with a baby wipe. I'm going to wipe this paste off onto a sheet that has some gel print on it, and it's kind of a trash sheet. Actually, I'm going to use a different sheet because I'd rather have a more solid background. All of these are kind of throwaway sheets that I'm squeezing extra life out of, and this way I get my stencil clean and I don't waste the paste. It kind of goes on there. Should be a really subtle print. Oh, it is. That is cool. Okay, and I've got a little bit of color back there, but I just mainly, the color doesn't bother me because that can always be washed off, but I just want to be sure that I don't get a buildup of texture paste on here. And I should have a tub of water here to put these in. But the stencils were kind of a last minute addition. I had everything assembled and had actually started filming and then decided, okay, I see some texture on there and I think I'd like to use some stencils. So that goes off to the side. I'm just going to actually put them on the floor. Now, this will be nice. It'll be something with texture that I can use for a different project. See with that. Okay. So now we're going to do the tags. And I'm going to take them individually. I'm not going to worry about where they're going on the page. I'm going to treat them as individual little canvases. Okay. And I may, decorate them a little bit more later. This one, for example, I want to back over with this, and then I can do some inking in there to make that dark. Or if I do it so that I back it just exactly like that, then that looks like the trunk. So I think I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put some foam tape to kind of raise it I'm going to go ahead and back it. There's an embossed side, and that's okay. So let's see. That works, and now I'm just going to cut it out behind there. Let me make sure I don't cut it too much. Okay, so that's gonna work. And now I want something black behind here for the seagulls to be black. I guess they don't have to be black, but I do have some black foam, and I could put a little bit of that back there, and that kind of gives me the foam backing I want anyway. And I did cut that a little too short. But I think this will kind of cover a multitude of sins. So there's that. Now the next thing I want to do is overlay this right here. But I want it to have some dimension. So I'm going to try very hard to get some foam behind this leaf. Put it like that. Okay, now having done that, I want the sky to be blue, and I want there to be kind of a sandy look down at the bottom. So I'm going to use a foam applicator and use this salty ocean to ink the edges here just a little bit, just so that it kind of stands out. And I need another color for the sandy part, and I'm gonna go with, there's a brushed corduroy that may be a good color. Let me use this one. To kind of blend it into there. And I'm liking that. So we've got mixed media on the background. We're going to have some form of mixed media on all the tags. Okay, I'm going to call that one finished. I may do a little bit of a little more inking down at the bottom there, and I'm going to go ahead and ink that trunk a little bit. Let me pull it up by itself and get it on there. That's paint. The green is paint, so it's probably not going to absorb ink like just plain paper would. So it's not going to show much. Okay, I'm going to call that one done, put it aside. The next one that I want to work on is this one with the flamingos. And here I'm going to do a, I've got a piece of grid paper, and I'm going to do a pink background on it. Let me pull this off. I'm trying to pull it off so that it doesn't rip the holder off. Okay, I'm going to use picked raspberry as my pink, and just kind of, I want to make sure I'm doing an area that's big enough. I need to do it this way, I guess. And I want that grid to still show. I'm going to spray a little bit of water just to get some reactivity going. And I think that's going to be okay. I'm going to blot up some of that with a baby wipe, and as you can see, it picked up the water that was sitting on top, and so it allowed that the color to lift, and I like that effect. So I'm going to do that, and I'll put it on foam tape to raise it up. And this is wet, so I'm going to try to dry it out a little bit before I try to get anything to stick to it. And I'm not sure what background I want for this one, what outline. Okay, there. I could have backed it with white and done the outside of it pink. I think that would look nice. Or I could let the background on the paper show. Okay, there. Now, I'm gonna cut that. I'm thinking maybe a yellow background, and I'll maybe put this tag in an area that is away from the yellow. I'm going to let the pink show through the hole. Well, actually, no, I'm not. Let me see if I, well, I'll do that after I get the main part of the tag cut out. Okay, So there we have that. I'm changing my mind. Instead of yellow, I may want to go with the Twisted Citron, because I may want to use one of those guys there. Well, they'll be around somewhere on the page anyway. So let's see how this goes. I always like this color with pink, and if I bring it in kind of, it really sets off that pink nicely. It's, you know, they're opposites on the color wheel, and it just really kind of brightens it up. Okay, so 2 tags done. Now, and I've used pink and green. Let me do a tag that is just really nice yellow, and these are cut out of the Vicky Bouton paper, so they shouldn't warp. I'm going to use the same applicator for this yellow, and I'm gonna, let me put this on a paper here. I'm gonna do it intentionally so it kind of looks like circles, and that may give it the impression of sunshine. And I may be able to overlay that. It's a different color yellow, but I kind of like the tone-on-tone look of that. Let me get some water reactivity going there. Get it really looking pretty. Some of that citron green is coming up. And let's see if we can pull up some of that color and give it that sort of mottled look. Okay, I like that, and then we can decorate that up a little bit. Let me dry it off. Okay, whoops. And now I'm gonna do let's do one that kind of ombres from pink down to orange. And I'm going to start with the orange, and I'll use the same applicator that I used for the yellow, only this time I'm actually going to try not to have the, and let's see if I can blend in some pink, and I'm going to use the same applicator, kind of blend off the page, and it's really kind of just a warm orange there, and now kind of coming down to where there's a little bit more pink. It doesn't have, because I'm using that same applicator that did the orange and the red. Now I can kind of blend it there, and I'm going to do something a little bit different. I will go ahead and get the water reactivity on it, and I'll just let the water kind of sit there for a second, and then I'm going to get some hot pink shimmer spray. It's bubblegum pink shimmer spray by Diane Reevely Delusions. And I'm going to spray, kind of splatter it on while the water's on and see what happens. And I'll spray it mostly down at the pink side. Now, when I dry that up, let's see if I want to use maybe some of this Tangerine Dream up at the top and on the orange part. When I dry that, it should lift the shimmer up to the top. And it gives us kind of a strange look, but whatever we don't like on there can be covered up. That's why embellishments were created. Okay, this one, I want to go with let's go with a peacock feathers, kind of tealish look. And I'm going to use the same applicator here and maybe do it in well, you know what that does is gives me an opportunity maybe to use this blue kind of in the middle. Or do I want to use the cracked pistachio? Well, I've tapped it into the blue, but let me try now. I've transferred a little blue onto my cracked pistachio, but that's okay with me. So we'll kind of go like this, and I'll blend around on here in a vertical fashion. And maybe on this, we won't do the water reactivity, but maybe we'll do some London, well actually, let's do white. Let's do white splatters. That will give us a completely different look. Let me put it on top of some paper. And I'm not paying too much attention to what Missy did with hers. I'm not trying to mimic it. I'm trying to take inspiration from the fact that she just had 5, or she had mixed media on the cards and mixed media on the background, and everything just brought your attention to those cute photos. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry. I probably should blot it, although I'd prefer to let it dry. So let me try to let it dry, and then I'll go back to the background and we'll see where we are there. Okay, let's see if it's dry enough to start doing anything with. Let me turn it like that. Push all the inks away because I hope that I'm finished with them. Let's take some of these embellishments and see where they might go. We'll decorate the tags. For instance, I had thought I might do the sunshine tag on this one, maybe kind of overlapping. Maybe if I put this one here, for example, and I lay this off, there's yellow that kind of comes through. On the other hand, if I put it here, I can do that and some blue comes through, which is kind of maybe even more interesting. Or I could do it like that, which just really doesn't do much for me. Let me start getting some tape on the back of the tags. On the other hand, on here, I could do something that totally contrasts, and I could do something like the two girls photo. I'm actually thinking I'll put these on the blue tag, and Barrett's photo I thought might go on the orange tag, kind of off to the side like that. So let's go to the orange tag, because I'm not gonna do too much to it other than put this on here that way. And I like the idea of having that tag over on the blue side. And because Barrett seems to be walking in towards the center, I think that's a good starting point. Kind of sit here. And I'm not going to put any, I'm going to have some thread tucked in, and so I'm really not going to put any twine in the tags, in the holes in the tags. I'll leave the holes, but I'm not going to do much with them. Okay, so the next one I might want to use is, say, this one. Let's just kind of play with the idea of where they might get placed. Do that. And then the girls can be on this one. That ink is not dry yet, so I'm going to be careful. But that way, that gets them all the way across. And it makes me think that I want to put this Life's a Beach on the yellow tag. So I'm just going to raise this one up with some tape. And put it on there, overlapping it slightly on the orange one. Okay, now this one I'll put on, I've got tape on it. I'm going to underlap it kind of like that, and I can put this here and maybe have it up on some tape that allows it to overlap, pointing to the, kind of like that, pointing to the beach here. Okay, so I need that and that. Okay, and now I can overlap that, get some tape back there. And then we have plenty of embellishing opportunities around here. Okay, I've got the layer of foam here. So there's a lot of dimension on here. Different layers on all the tags. So I'm going to maybe have this one, let's see, I want that one maybe there, and this one could maybe go like that. Yeah. Okay, so that one's stuck down. Now, I'm going to dry this one so that I don't get it on anything. And it was pretty much dry. I'm going to put the photos of the girls kind of cattywampus there. And I'm going to put foam tape behind the foam just to have them kind of standing up a bit. I'll maybe move that photo down and have this one maybe a little up. And this is going to go, that hangs off too much. Okay, I was afraid of that. There, and this one I think is okay to hang off as long as I have it where it doesn't obscure those guys too much. If I bring it down here, you know, I may prefer it okay, I've torn the paper there, but we're going to cover that up for sure. How about like that? And then I can embellish up there. Okay. And raising up those levels gives me room for some of I have lots of dimensional embellishments here. Is that gonna work? I'll tell you what, here, let me let this go in. I'm having trouble. Let me play with this a little bit more. Maybe I could overlap it. And if I overlap it, where do I want it? Maybe right. I don't want to cover this guy's head. I don't mind overlapping the back. How's that? Then I can move this up maybe a little bit. And that puts them kind of on the same level, looks like they're running together. And I actually turned those different ways. Okay, so this is done. I'm going to start embellishing now, and I'm going to start with the flare because I need to know that my levels are right to get the flare there. For Barrett's Bee, I'm going to take, this is a flare from the Vintage Sunset set from the September release, and I'm not interested in the little tree line there. I'm just interested in these colors. So I'm going to kind of slide that part under, intentionally hiding that. And then I'm going to take the bee. This is a bramble fox bee. I still haven't decided whether or where I might use that. I probably won't use it. Let's get this guy glued on, and then we can find some other colorful goodies. Okay, so there's the bee. Now, I'm going to take, for Ladybug, I'm going to take this white wood flare and put a hot pink ladybug on it. So I want to get it on there. And I've got an alligator one for Allie. Put that there. And here's the hot pink. I have a hard time distinguishing between the hot pink and the red, and I think this is my last non-red one, so I need to order some more in different colors. Okay, there, and then I've got the, I need to get this out of the way so that I don't think that I've given up that room. I'm gonna do this guy right here, but again, I don't want to mess with my flamingo's head, so I'll be careful. This is so cute. I really like the colors, and where they don't, where the blending isn't terribly attractive, I can, you know, that you can embellish. How about if I kind of squeeze that under there like another tag, like it's just another tag in the series, or even here, but then I have to have something there. I could do it, or I could just save it for a different layout. I'll see what happens. Okay, I have this white flamingo that could maybe go right there, overlapping the photo, and I kind of like that. So let me put a little bit of foam on that body. And I like, when you have a lot of color like this, I kind of like the refreshing look of white. Okay, there. And then I have this palm tree, which could maybe go there, overlapping that, or I could do one of these palms. Maybe that's what I could do right there. But I like, how about if we did this flare, which has the palm tree motif, maybe covers a little more of the, this is kind of, to me, kind of an ugly, awkward area, and on a different layout, it might be where I'd use flowers. So there's that, and I can do that maybe there. I have another flamingo that maybe could go here. It's the flamingo that was punched out of there. I'm going to use it here by the Life's a Beach, and I'm going to have to figure out a way to get the levels right. I need 2 bits of foam here. I love beach layouts, but when beach layouts have a million colors, I like them even better. I'll keep it entirely on. And he's kind of overlapping there. Okay, I've got an orange kind of whirly-gig sort of a thing, which I thought I might put over here in the orange section. And I've got this pink neon bit there. I've got a sunshine. Ooh, the sunshine could go maybe over here. And I've got this just kind of random pink flower. Is there any place that that would want to go? I don't think that belongs on this layout. But I do need some colors there. I'm going to do that on here. And I've got some stickers that could provide some color. Do I want it there or here? I'm going to do it here. And I have this hibiscus, which could go here, and then I can put layer a tropical leaf there, and maybe the sunshine goes over here, and this other tropical leaf. I keep trying to work on that, and I've picked up a sequin that I want to use. I guess this could go maybe that goes there, and maybe this goes here. Okay, let me go ahead and put this one over here. I wish this sunshine looked a little yellower and not as green. Normally, I don't mind that at all. I like the neon yellow-green, but I'm trying to bring in a little bit of yellow, and I don't really have it in, well, I guess that tag has it. So I'll put that there. And now let's get these things. That texture paste is nice and dry. And I really like how the texture paste picked up the colors of the oxides underneath. I wonder how many total minutes of video time is spent shaking out the glue to get it on these elements. Okay. All right. And what's left on here are some sequins. I still haven't used this, and I'm thinking it doesn't, I need something there, but that's gonna have to be a sticker or something. So let me do the sequins last. Let me get the stickers. Would this silly flower look good there? Not really. I wonder if it were fussy cut. It might look good here. Ah, okay. There. That doesn't look bad. Okay. Now, I've got this, love this. I didn't glue this down, so I could maybe put this sticker that says love this over there, kind of overlapping that the flare, let it have some dimension, and then kind of add that in as a, like, make that a trio of elements. And I'll have to add something over here to kind of do that there. I really like the black seagulls there, but I want to add white seagulls somewhere, and I have those. Okay, the white seagulls might look good on either the blue or the yellow. I'm gonna need to pick those up with my tweezers because my fingernails aren't cutting it. I'm gonna say maybe on the yellow. I'll just put a little bit of glue on there. I'm going to try die cutting the seagulls out of, I might overlap onto here where the black seagulls are. I actually went to a store yesterday to buy some more of this, and they carry, my store carries Nouveau products, but they were out of the glue, so I didn't get any. Okay, let me do a trio of pink sequins here. Just because I want to add some pink color to that area. Okay, and these are tiny little sequins that I did get from they're part of, I bought 3 custom mixes, and then I mixed them for my own custom mix. to give at as a gift to all of the people at the retreat, assuming I get to go. So that set of sequins there. I'm going to put some blue ones here in this kind of empty area. And then I have some water droplets and some clear sequin, iridescent sequin butterflies that I'm gonna add in. Okay, let's do, I'll have an extra little pink sequin here. So I'm gonna do it right here maybe, and add a butterfly. So that'll be my trio of things. Oops, what did I do? I lost it. I have lost it. So let me go pull up another one. They were so small, I knew they were going to be hard to grab hold of, so that's why I kind of grabbed them ahead of time to save this time, this kind of time. Okay. And then my water droplets are gonna go in 3 places. I'm not quite sure where yet. I know one needs to go right here, I'm thinking. There. Well, actually, let's do the butterflies first. And I'm going to do a butterfly here. Spread out the glue so that it doesn't look splodgy. I think I have, do I have only 3 butterflies? I have 3. So I've put 2 of them there. I'm gonna do one maybe overlapping this guy. Okay, and now a water bubble right there, and I'm gonna do one here on top of that fish. Okay, I'm gonna step back and take a look. We still have some stickers that I could add. That one is actually totally empty. I do have these little hearts that are kind of cute. They're gonna need some glue because the stickum stuff is not on there. So let me put a heart right here. There we go. And I'm going to overlap that with a green heart since the colors over here in this section are green and blue. I will, and they're meant to contrast with the orange of his shirt and the tag that he's sitting on. Okay, so I got my overlapping hearts on there, and I have some little dots, some little pie chart kind of circles that could add a little color in a couple places, maybe right here. Okay, so that's green and pink, which are the kind of the colors there. I'm usually not trying to be too matchy-matchy. I'm gonna do a couple individual hearts. I'll do one here, and I think I'll pick the salmon pink one. This one is a little bit blue, and I may put it over there. Right now it's just adding the jewelry, and my philosophy is you can have as much or as little as you want, and it kind of just sets the mood for the layout. It doesn't make it or break it. Sometimes I really like layouts that are plain. Okay, so I like having like a word phrase maybe down here. Maybe I want it right there. And I'm gonna put it on foam just to, and I could have love this or this life captured as my title. Either one would work. I've got all this and more. A perfect day is good. And this should fit on there with a little bit hanging off. Not sure where I'm going to put that. It could go maybe here. I need to look at it from the other direction. I think this might be the last thing I do on here. I'm going to slide the orange part underneath so that just a little bit of an orange underlining shows. Okay, I'm done. Let me get the original here. It's lively and colorful and wonderful. And I hope that mine strikes you as that as well. I'm going to do one thread, tangle thread nest on camera, and I'll do the rest. I have these colors of thread, an orange, a teal, a lime green, and a white, in addition to this yellow. And I'm just going to kind of fold the yellow over and squish it in right under here. And I'll put some glue, and so I'll do things like that. And I'm probably going to try to do it in contrasting areas on the layout. So thank you for watching. I'm gonna let you go back to the rest of your life at this point, but I'm happy with it. I hope you are too. Thanks. Bye.